Good morning. Thank you. I think your parents are a little more awake than you guys are. All right. We have all sorts of things. So we're going to talk about sink and float. Sink and float. So you may need to stand up so you can see. So before we put things in, you have to give me a prediction. So if you think it's going to float, thumbs up. If you think it's going to sink, thumbs down. All right, we're going to start with our can of Coke. Right, Carter, can you make sure that you can tell that there is something in it? Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's maybe floating.
Maybe. Okay, so let me see your predictions.
Maybe floating.
All right, up for float, down for sink.
Middle.
Middle. All right. What happened? It went down. All right.
You sure?
I am. Okay.
Because I saw it kind of when I...
All right, now we have Diet Coke. So what do you think?
Middle.
You got to make a decision. You're going to say float. You're going to say sink. All right, you're an up. Okay, so Coke sank. Let's see about Diet Coke.
It kind of sank.
But it's doing what now, though, really?
Floating.
It's floating.
It's
Wouldn't you expect the two cans to do the same thing?
It's flotation.
I knew it wasn't going to do it.
Why do you think the Diet Coke floated?
It's small.
It is, this can is smaller, but that isn't why. It does actually have less sugar, so that's why. All right, let's find out about a blueberry.
Oh, sink.
Maybe sink.
You think the blueberry's going to sink?
I mean,
Float?
Float because it's super small.
It's just a little tiny blueberry, right? So, float? Okay, watch.
oh, sink.
Sink like a rock. Boom, straight down. Thank you, Carter.
Oh, I know.
I wouldn't. Okay, watermelon.
Oh, that's good.
Sink?
It's actually going to float.
No, it's going to float.
All right, float over here and sink over here. All right, you might want to back up a tiny bit, Mr. Leo.
It's floating.
It floats. So, the tiny thing sank and the big thing floats. All right, you can sit down, sit down right here. Don't go away because we're not done. All right, well, hope we might have to make another copy for second service. So what does sink and float have to do with our Bible story? Well, we're really talking about doubt and faith. So when we have faith, that's like floating. That's good. When we have doubt, that's like bad, sinking. So we have a Bible story that we're going to talk about, and the Bible is full of those stories about faith and doubt. This one has to do with Matthew and Jesus and some disciples, and especially Peter. So they were on a boat. And the disciples were on a boat. Jesus had kind of gone off to pray. He needed a little time to just kind of regroup. So that's what he was doing. And he walked past the boat, and the disciples were afraid. They thought it was a ghost. But Jesus is like, no, be brave. Don't be scared, it's me. Peter kind of sometimes spoke without thinking. He's like, well, because Jesus was walking towards them on the water. Peter, being Peter, said, well, Lord, if it's really you, let me walk on the water too. So Jesus is like, come on. So Peter has a moment of faith because he throws his leg out of the boat. He throws his other leg out of the boat, and he starts to walk on the water. But then, right away, doubt sets in. He's like, oh, maybe I didn't make a good choice. And he starts to sink. But immediately, Jesus reaches out and grabs him and saves him, and his faith is restored. But he still had that he had faith, and then it went away, and then it came back. And that is kind of like a lot of the way that it is. Jesus did say, why? Why did you doubt me? But he knows that that's the way that it works. So we're going to show another way of faith and doubt. All right. So this is Sprite. This is Sprite. These are craisins, dried cranberries. Let's pour some more so we can see better. Watch what the craisins do. What do you think? Are they going to sink or float?
Maybe.
You think sink?
Let me see them.
Okay, you certainly may see them.
Oh, shit.
Sink like the blueberry. Okay, we're going to put in a couple. Okay, what do they do first? Sink.
But then it comes.
Oh, look at this one. Keep watching. Keep watching a second. See what's going to happen. This one's not quite sure what it wants to do. Maybe, yes. Like Carter was saying, is it going to sink or float? Uh-oh. We have a sinker who's trying to float. Okay, we're going to add some lentils, which are like little beans. We're going to add some, you keep watching those. And we're going to add, there was a sinker who's now midway. He's kind of floating. This guy's been pretty strong. He's got good faith. He's been floating the whole time. Oh, like Peter, momentary, yes, faith. Oh, no, sink. Okay, these are lentils, like a little kind of bean.
Who's the rock floating?
Those aren't rocks.
It's trying to float.
Okay, they float pretty quick.
They're beans.
Keep watching.
It's like a lava lamp.
It's kind of soothing, isn't it, to watch? Keep watching. So our lentils are hanging out. They're happy. Let's see if we had a few more. But they start out where? At the bottom. And then they gain their faith. All right, let's add another couple of craisins. See what they do.
No.
They go up and down. And that is kind of like our faith all the time. We have times that we're like Peter, yes, Lord, I'll step out. Then we have times like Peter, we take our eyes off God and we start to sink. So we need to remember that our faith is strong. Sometimes doubt seems strong, but the most important thing to remember is our faith in God. God is always true and real, and his response to us never wavers. Let's read our Bible verse. With man, this is impossible, but with God, all things are possible. Matthew 19:26. That's the expression of our faith. So let's say a little prayer. Dear God, I don't always understand, but I know you love me. Help me to have faith, to trust you, even when I feel scared or unsure. Thank you for your great love. And all God's people said, amen.